What if your entire life was a lie? What if the person who saved you, who made you feel alive for the first time, never existed? A nameless man, lost in the monotony of corporate life, finds himself spiraling into a world of underground fight clubs, anarchist revolutions, and a terrifying truth that changes everything. This is one of the most mind-bending psychological thrillers ever made. Let's break it down. Our protagonist, played by Edward Norton, is stuck in a never-ending cycle of meaningless work and insomnia. By day, he calculates whether it's cheaper for his company to recall faulty cars or just pay off wrongful death lawsuits. By night, he stares at the ceiling, unable to sleep, consumed by the emptiness of his existence. His apartment? A perfect IKEA showroom, filled with things he doesn't need, bought to impress people he doesn't even like. His life is as artificial as the catalog pages he flips through. When he finally sees a doctor about his chronic insomnia, he's dismissed. No medication, no sympathy. Instead, the doctor tells him, if you want to see real pain, visit a support group for terminal illness patients. So he does. At these meetings, he finds something unexpected. Release. In a room full of people who are dying, he finally lets himself feel something. Crying in the arms of a testicular cancer survivor named Bob, played by Meatloaf, he experiences an emotional catharsis that finally lets him sleep. But his peace is short-lived. Enter Marla Singer, played by Helena Bonham Carter, a chain-smoking, cynical woman who's just like him. A fraud. She doesn't have any terminal illness. She's just there for the free therapy, the same way he is. And the moment he sees her, his insomnia returns. Why? Because Marla is a mirror, exposing the lie he's been living. They agree to split up the meetings, and he goes back to his empty life. But then everything changes. On a business flight, he meets Tyler Durden, played by Brad Pitt, a confident, free-spirited soap salesman who sees the world for what it is, a prison built on consumerism and corporate control. Tyler is everything the narrator isn't. Charismatic, fearless, and completely unchained. When he returns home, he finds his apartment has exploded. Every material possession he once clung to? Gone. With nowhere else to go, he calls Tyler. They meet at a bar, share drinks, and Tyler offers him a place to stay, but only under one condition. I want you to hit me as hard as you can. A punch is thrown. Then another, and another. And before they know it, they've drawn a crowd. Fighting feels raw, real, alive. And so, Fight Club is born. At first, it's just an underground circle of men beating the hell out of each other in a bar's basement. But it's not about violence. It's about freedom. They're not just fighting their opponents. They're fighting their meaningless lives, their dead-end jobs, their suffocating responsibilities. The rules are simple. The first rule of Fight Club? You do not talk about Fight Club. The second rule? You do not talk about Fight Club. What starts as a small group soon spreads across the country. It's no longer just a club. It's a movement. Meanwhile, Marla comes back into the narrator's life. This time, through Tyler. The two begin a wild and a toxic relationship, one the narrator refuses to acknowledge. Every night he hears them through the walls, but he never sees them together. Soon, Tyler starts Project Mayhem, a full-fledged anarchist revolution. What started as fights in a basement now turns into coordinated attacks on corporate America, vandalism, sabotage, destruction. And the narrator? He's losing control. When a member of Project Mayhem dies, the narrator realizes the group has gone too far. He tries to stop it, but Tyler disappears. He travels across the country, tracing Tyler's steps, only to hear the same chilling response from every Fight Club member. You were just here. We've been waiting for you. Then it hits him. Tyler isn't real. Tyler Durden is him. A split personality. The confident, reckless, fearless man he always wanted to be. The part of him that took over whenever he slept. His world collapses. Tyler's ultimate plan? Destroy the headquarters of major credit card companies, erasing debt records and throwing society into chaos. The narrator tries to stop him, but how do you fight yourself? The narrator thinks he can stop Project Mayhem. Big mistake. Desperate, he goes to the police, trying to report Tyler's terrorist plans. But the officers exchange a look, and suddenly, the mood shifts. You're making a big mistake, sir. Before he can react, they grab him, pin him down. One of them pulls out a knife. We were told if anyone tries to stop Project Mayhem, we cut off their balls. Panic sets in. He's Tyler Durden to them. His own army has turned against him. Just when he's about to lose everything, he fights back, screaming, "I'm giving the orders, stand down!" A long pause. Then they release him. He stumbles out, shaken. He thought he was in control, but Tyler's grip on reality is far stronger than he ever imagined. He ends up at the top of a skyscraper, held at gunpoint by Tyler. But in reality, he's the one holding the gun. He realizes the only way to end Tyler is to destroy himself, so he pulls the trigger, shooting himself through the cheek. Tyler collapses, lifeless. Just then, Marla arrives, dragged there by members of Project Mayhem. She looks at him, confused, as explosions erupt across the city's skyline. Hand in hand, they watch the financial world burn. So what was Tyler Durden, really? A savior or a madman? A symbol of freedom? Or just another prison? And don't forget to like and subscribe for more epic recaps.